Welcome all to our online tutorial. It is an online tutorial of English subject for the 10th class students. In this video lesson, we discuss some of the activities of the poem Lines Written in Early Spring. The poem was discussed in our previous class. Those who want to watch it, you can get its link from this video's description box. Go there and watch it. Okay, let us move to our lesson. Turn to page number 32. Activity 1. Read the question. Activity 1. What man has made of man is one of the most striking expressions in the poem Lines Written in Early Spring. It describes the feeling of Wordsworth, the poet, and his thoughts about human activities against nature. What made the poet think so? The lines, "What man has made of man?" We can see the reflection of French Revolution here. The poet thinks about cruelties of man. He thought about the cruel activities of man against nature and other beings. Humans are the part of the nature. If they do any harmful things against nature, it will also affect the human beings. These are the some of the thoughts that poet tries to say through these words. Look into the question, what made the poet think so? There is a column for us. There is another question. Wordsworth thoughts about the human world. Yes, we have to write Wordsworth thoughts about the human world. Let us find out the things what the poet conveyed through this line about human attitudes towards nature. Just point out them. Just go through the poem and make a clear idea about the lesson, and after we have to find it. Just read the line, what man has made of man. Okay, then when we analyze the line, what man has made of man, we will get some of the point. We are going to just point out them. Okay, just look into your screen. We can get some of the points. I put that points in your screen. Just look there. First point, he thinks about the cruel activities of man against nature. It is one of the points. The next point, it grieves him to see the brutality of man against other beings. The next point, the human world are miseries. The next point, there is so much peace in the nature. Unlike the nature, the human world is melancholy and evil. The next point, man's selfishness is the main reason of all the mischief that exists among humans. The last point, human activities destroy the beauty of nature. Okay, these are the some of the points we got. These are the thoughts that poet conveys through the line, what man has made of man. Okay, we got some of the points. Then if there any points you got, just list them. Okay, let us move to next activity, activity 2. Read the question. William Wordsworth's poem Lines Written in Early Spring is appealing to the readers because of its poetic devices. Fill in the box with the suitable examples from the poem. Yes, in this poem, there are a lot of poetic devices. We have to find it out and we have to fill the box which is given in the page number 32. First one, personification. What is personification? It is a figure of speech. Look into the definition. You can see a definition in your screen. A literary device in which an inanimate object or an idea is given human qualities. That means the poet gives human qualities to an idea or an inanimate object. Let us discuss it through an example. In your screen, you can see 3 lines. Okay, look into the lines. First line, dreams strengthen the wish to achieve. Second line, hopes light the lamps of success. Last line, flowers dance in the gentle breeze. Okay, here we have written 3 lines. These are some of the imaginary lines. Look into the first line, dream strengthen the wish to achieve. Dream is an imaginary thing. Do you believe it has the quality of strengthen anything? No, they have no quality. The quality strengthen is human attribute. Here we give the human quality to the word dreams, the thing dreams. This is a poet device. This is called as personification. Have you got it? Okay. For the clarification, look into the following lines. Hope lies the lamp of success. Here, hope. It is a thing or an idea. Does it possible to light a lamp? No. Lighting the lamp is only able to man. But we gave the lighting quality to the hope. We consider the idea hope as a human being. This is another example for personification. For further clarification, look into the last example. Flowers danced in the gentle breeze. Can the flowers dance? No, because they cannot even move from one place to another. But the poet gives the plants the quality of moving. Poet considers the flowers as an human being. It is a figure of speech. These kinds of comparison is called as personification. Then what is a personification? A thing, an idea or an animal is given human attributes. Then we have to find out such kinds of lines from our poem. Okay, move to our poem. Find out the personification from the poem. Okay, just look and take time to find out the personification. Okay, did you get anything? Yes, we got some lines from our poem. Which are they? In the second stanza, fifth and sixth line, look into there. To her fireworks did nature link, the human soul that through me ran. Here, the poet suggests that mankind and nature should not be as different as they are in terms of happiness. They are one. The poet gives human attribute to the thing nature, and he says that the nature links with the human soul. Here, the poet gives human quality to the thing's nature. So, these lines are one of the personification. Next one, there is another line. Every flower enjoys the air it breathes. Here, the poet is giving a flower the human characteristic of enjoying the air it breathes. Okay, this is another example of personification. Okay, let's move to next personification. The budding twigs spread out their fan to catch the breezy air. In these ways, he is giving budding twigs the human characteristic of spreading out to catch breezy air. This is another personification. Last one. If this belief from heaven be sent to, if such be nature's holy plan. In these ways, he describes nature as having the ability to plan. The quality of planning is given to the nature by the poet. It is another poetic device. I hope you got the idea and try to copy it in your book and make a clear idea about the poetic device personification. Okay. We move to next point device, imagery. Firstly, we have to know what are the images. Imagery. Imagery means the work of one who makes images or visible representation of objects. In a literary context, authors use vivid and descriptive language to add depth to their work. Imagery means to use figurative language to represent objects, action, and ideas in such a way that it appeals to our physical senses. Usually, it is a thought that imagery makes use of particular words that create visual representation of ideas in our minds. The word imagery is associated with the mental picture. When we hear a word in our mind, it would be represented as in the form of picture, sound, smell, taste, touch, etc. By considering its appearance in our mind, imagery is divided. Let's look which are they. I have written some of the words in our screen: flower, scream, perfume, sweet, soft. Look into the word flower. When we hear the word, in which form it appears in our mind, means does it appears like its picture, smell, sound, etc. In which form it appears in our mind? Yes, when we hear the word flower, the picture of a flower comes in our mind. If we see its picture in our mind, it is called as visual image. Look into the next word, scream. What would come to our mind? Yes, it's sound. We can hear in our mind the sound of scream. It is called as auditory image. The next word, perfume. Yes, we can smell. It is olfactory image. Then next word, sweet. It appears in the sense of taste. It is called as gustatory image. The last one, soft. How can you realize a thing is soft or not? Yes, by touching. The word appears in our mind like a touching. It is called as tactile image. Those are images mean imagery, clear and descriptive language that appeals to human senses. Imagery is divided into 5 forms. First one, visual image. Describes how things appears. Its picture appears in our mind. The next one, auditory image. Auditory refers to how things sound. Auditory image conveys how things sound to an audience. Okay, move to next image, olfactory image. Olfactory refers to that which we can smell. This olfactory imagery refers to description of smells and odors. Next one, gustatory image. Gustatory means taste. Gustatory refers to how things taste. When composers use gustatory images, they describe how things taste. The next one, tactile image. Tactile refers to the sense of touching things. Tactile imagery describes how things feel to the touch. Then there is another one, kinesthetic image. It describes the movie. Okay. Okay, these are some of the images. Let's find out the imageries from our poem Lines Written in Early Spring. Okay, move to our poem and try to find out the images used in this poem. Then we got some of the images. Heard thousand blended notes. The poet heard some of the sounds. It is an example of auditory image. Okay. The next one, primrose steps. It is an example of visual image. The next one, flower enjoys the air it breathes. It is representing the smells. So it is an example of olfactory image. The next one, birds around me hopped and played. The poet saw some of the birds hopped and played around him. It is an example of visual image. The last one, catch the breezy air. Catch, the plants catching the breezy air. It is an example of touching. Then it is called as tactile image. Okay, these are the some of the images of our poem in Lines Written in Early Spring. Then if there are any other images, if you get, just list them. Okay, move to next poetic device, alliteration. What is an alliteration? Yes, repetition of consonant sound at the beginning of two or more immediately succeeding each other or short interval. In a line of poem, if there is two neighboring words in any line, start with the same consonant sound, those lines will be called as alliteration. For an example, in your screen there is a line. It is an imaginative line made for better understanding. Okay, look into it. Grass blade made sound slowly. Look at the last two words, sound slowly. You can see the first letter of the sound is S. It is a consonant. The same consonant comes at the beginning of the nearest word, slowly. So, the same consonant is repeated. Those lines are called as alliteration. Then what is alliteration? Alliteration is the use of the same consonant at the beginning of each stressed syllable in a line of verse. Have you got the idea? Okay, we have to find out alliterations from our poem. Shall we find it? Okay, turn to the page of our poem. Take your time and try to find it. We are going to find out some of the alliterations from our poem. Look at the second stanza, the last line. What man has made of man? The consonant M is repeated. Okay, it is an example of alliteration. In third stanza, second line, 'tis my faith that every flower. Look at the words faith and flower. The consonant F is repeated at the beginning of the words faith and flower. So it is another example of alliteration. Okay. In fourth stanza, second line. They thought I cannot measure. Look into the beginning of the words their and thoughts. The. So it is another consonant. So it is another example of alliteration. Okay. In the same stanza, the fourth stanza, in the third line. Motion which made. Repetition of consonant M in the words motion made. Look into the word motion made. Both words begin with the consonant M. So it is another example of alliteration. Okay. Move to next stanza. In the fifth stanza, last line. That there was pleasure there. You can see in the words that the. These words begin with the consonant is the. So it is another example of alliteration. So I hope that you got the idea about alliteration. Then what is alliteration? A repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of two or more words immediately succeeding each other or a short interval. Hope that you got the idea. Then just copy our findings into that column. Okay, move to next poetic device. Rhyme scheme. We have learned it in our previous classes. Once again, we have to repeat it. Firstly, we have to know rhyming words. What is rhyming words? The words with the same sounds repeat at the end of nearby lines. Okay, it is rhyming words. Okay, look into the poem. We look at the first stanza for studying rhyming words and rhyme scheme. Look at the end words of each line. In the first line, nods. What is the second line? Reclined. In third line, thoughts. In the last line, the word mind. Can you find any similarity in their sounds? Yes, nods, reclined, thoughts, mind. Did you get any similarity? Look once again. Nods, thoughts, same sound. Reclined, mind are same sound. So we can say the poem has a rhyme. These are the rhyming words of the poem. Then, who are the rhyming pairs? Yes, nods, thoughts, reclined, mind. These are the rhyming pairs of the poem. Okay, you can find there is a lot of rhyming pairs in the other stanzas. You can find it. Okay, after the discussion, you can do it. Okay. Now we got idea about rhyming word and rhyme scheme. Next, we are going to find the rhyme scheme. We should use English alphabets to mark the rhyme scheme. We know that the poem has rhyme. We found it that the poem has rhyme. Then we are going to find the rhyme scheme of the poem. We are starting it from the first stanza. So in the first line of first stanza, at the end word, nods. We put alphabet F for nods. We used the alphabet F for the word nods. Then the next line, what is the word? Reclined. Just look the pronunciation of the word nods reclined. Nods reclined. there is no similarity. It is new pronunciation. So we put the next alphabet before the word reclined because the nods reclined. There is no similarity. The word reclined is new pronunciation, so it is new sound. So we put before reclined. Then move to next line. Thoughts. The word thoughts. Can you find any similarity with any above words? Thoughts, nods. Yes, we can see the similarity between both of these words. Thoughts, nods. So we don't need to put new alphabet. We can repeat the scheme of nods here. So we repeat the scheme of nods here. We put A for nods, B for reclined, and again A for thoughts. Okay. Last line, mind. Mind, nods. Can you find a similarity? No, there is no similarity. Mind reclined. Mind reclined. Yes, yes. Both are similar sound. So we use the rhyme scheme of reclined for mind. So we put B for mind. Then once again we have to repeat it again. A for nods, B for reclined. Then again A for thoughts, B for mind. So then what is the rhyme scheme? A B A B. The same pattern is repeated in all stanza of the poem. Just try to find out the second and third stanza's rhyme scheme in your own selves. The poem's rhyme scheme is A B A B. Now we have got many idea about personification, imagery, alliteration, rhyme scheme. Hope that you got a clear idea about these poetic devices. Now fill the box completely.